So I have the privilege of presenting the next set of awards with my colleague, Libby Gill. And my job is to talk a little bit about Mary Utne O'Brien, and then we will present to you the award recipients of this year. I'd like to just ask by a show of hands, how many of you have had the blessing of actually meeting and knowing Mary? Wow. The Mary Utne O'Brien Award for Excellence in Expanding Evidence-Based Practice of Social and Emotional Learning is about to be bestowed on 8 very deserving and very special people. In many indigenous cultures of the world, when someone from a community brings forth an idea, a big idea, that could benefit the entire community greatly, the leader asks the community something very important. Who is willing to hold that vision until it's realized? Mary was a dear and loving friend to me, sister, colleague. But most of all, I remember her today as someone who said yes to CASEL, of holding the vision of an education for all children that included educating their hearts and spirits as well as their minds. She often described herself as a research geek. However, back in her heart and mind was always, how could this piece of research further convince the powers that be that we have to act on what we know to be true and best for children, and that time is now. And so, the award recipients, you should know that the way has been treaded, and you're now part of holding this vision. And we at CASEL are so grateful for your courage, your grit, your determination in the face of setbacks. Mary envisioned this day and time of making this vision possible. A few of us in this room were fortunate enough to visit with Mary a week before she died. A few days before her passing, barely able to speak, Mary lamented to her brother, Eric, "I haven't completed my assignment." Tonight's recipients of this award tell me that in fact she did complete her assignment. The rest of us are taking it from where she left off. I extend my deep gratitude on behalf of CASEL that you are willing to continue this journey. So let's hear who these recipients are. Libby?
Well, thank you, Linda, for reminding us why we all have a powerful legacy that we need to live up to. Extraordinary leadership for excellence in expanding evidence-based practices for social and emotional learning. So as you heard, we have 8 SEL champions representing the passion and commitment demonstrated by Mary. From each of our collaborating district partners, we are recognizing individuals who have consistently demonstrated strong advocacy and leadership impact in supporting the systemic SEL implementation that will benefit every single student in their district. So what we're going to do in alphabetical order by districts is that we're going to ask each award recipient to come up when your name is called to the podium to receive your award. And because of time limitations, we are not expecting all 8 of our recipients to make comments. However, everybody will know who you are, so when we continue to mingle, please help me in expressing our gratitude and congratulations to these awardees. The first awardee is Ed Graff. He's the first recipient with kind of an unusual status. He was selected to receive this award as the leader who have dedicated many, many years of supporting SEL implementation in Anchorage in a variety of roles and just became appointed superintendent in the middle of March. So unfortunately, because of his new role, Ed cannot be with us tonight. Now you need to know that Anchorage has been a pioneer and one of the first districts to adopt their own SEL standards based on work in Illinois, and now has also developed a framework to integrate both Common Core standards with the SEL standards, in addition to ELL standards, English Language Learner standards, that's been developed by the WIDA Consortium. Very, very powerful work. So with that, I do want to recognize and ask her to come on behalf of Ed Graff, Linda Carlson. Linda happens to be somebody who is an SEL champion and advocate in her own right, because through her multiple roles in the school district, from principal to central office, and currently she's the assistant superintendent for instruction, it's very befitting that she is here to represent Ed Graff and also the Anchorage School District. So on his behalf, Linda is accepting the award. And because this is the first award, let me just read that this says Mary Utne O'Brien Award for Excellence in Expanding Evidence-Based Practice of Social Emotional Learning, Ed Graff. Thank you so much, Linda. Okay. I failed to mention that each of you coming up here, we're going to ask you to stand because we're going to get a group picture at the end of the 8. Our next very deserving individual is Sherry Raven. And Sherry, where are you? There you are. Not only is she a high energy, courageous, and results-oriented SEL leader, those of you who attended our 2012 cross-district convening caught a little glimmer of the kind of work that is a direct result of Sherry's leadership, and that is the SEL implementation efforts in all of the schools that we visited in the Austin Independent School District. We know that we can attribute the success of this work to Sherry's leadership impact, and of course with a powerful team of SEL specialists that she has developed and cultivated. And there is no question that the SEL efforts in Austin Independent School Districts has been elevated and expanded thanks to Sherry Raven. Sherry. Go down and join Linda. Okay, thank you. Next we have Karen Van Assel. Karen? Where did she go? Oh, there she is, okay. Karen is known as a very strong, impactful SEL leader, moving in her quiet ways most effectively in maneuvering across multiple levels of the Chicago public school structure. And those of you who know Chicago public school well know exactly how complex that is and how dynamic that is, because it tends to shift every, 12 or 14 months. Karen has been instrumental in creating the network schools in 2 networks and really providing systematic leadership. We rely on Karen to be a highly dependable and always a collaborative leader and a thoughtful problem solver. Karen? Thank you, Karen. Are we standing on the stage? Oh, okay. All right. The next C, Cleveland. Jillian, it's kind of hard to see with this light, actually. Jillian Athrons. Jillian is a teacher leader with a very strong voice for SEL implementation. As the third vice president for the Cleveland Teachers Union, and also a first grade teacher, she has been actively engaged in the work of SEL implementation in the Cleveland School District. I have to give you a quote, one of my favorites. She has many quotes, but one that I thought really summarized what Jillian stands for in the modeling she has done in her district. She shared recently with Paul Gorin and I when we had a wonderful opportunity to have a lively discussion with her. She said, quote, "What we're trying to do in this district is what's right for kids. Teachers understand that what they do can make a difference, and what their kids do will make a difference." We want to thank Jillian for being that advocate and voice. Thank you, Linda. Okay. Are we still on stage? Okay. Okay, Linda DePriest. Linda is known as a very highly visible leader who models and transfers her SEL skills and enthusiasm throughout the Nashville School District as well as the entire community. Under her leadership, Nashville is rolling out and adopting evidence-based social-emotional program and practices throughout the schools. What most people probably don't realize and know is that it was Linda DePriest who contacted CASEL, I'm going to say almost weekly, maybe more than that, prior to the selection of the CDI partnership. I would say that persistency is one of her attributes for success. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Christina Tank Cressetto absolutely stands out in the Oakland School District. She is an exceptional leader for SEL leadership. There are many, many programs and partnerships in the Oakland School District that demands highly skillful facilitation, attention to details, follow through to coordinate. And Christina has managed to accomplish all that and maintain a balance of all the multiple components of her work in keeping SEL implementation at the forefront. And collaboration is what we look to Christina for, and it is a top priority that she demonstrates. She is tireless in her commitment to ensure effective partnership support for SEL, and she has earned well-deserved reputation as the go-to person when you want something done in Oakland. This is not to offend Tony in any way, but we do know who to go to get things done. Thank you. Christina. Thank you, Christina. Kua France is a consistent voice for SEL implementation in Sacramento City's public school district. And despite multiple role changes with her team and a recent personal role change in that she just came back from expanding her family, it hasn't been even 3 weeks, a new baby, and a new role as the new chief of staff for the superintendent in Sacramento City. She has been the key leader for actually leading the work, and we are very, very appreciative. It's not a surprise that Kua comes from a background of community and family engagement. So one of the first efforts this year in Sacramento City is working with Kua to make sure that our workshops on social emotional learning includes parents, community-based partners, as well as families. So thank you to Kua for the work that she's doing in Sacramento City. Thank you. Last but not least, Trish Schaefer. Trish is described by those who work with her, quote, really fantastic leader. Why? Because she models SEL skills and works relentlessly as a thoughtful and committed SEL advocate in Washoe County. Trish is results-oriented and demonstrates the value and the culture of Washoe's very much a data-informed approach to altering practices and implementing best practices. She is an exceptional collaborator that we all appreciate. Thank you. Trish, come on up. Trish. So can you join me again in expressing our gratitude and appreciation to these incredible role models who really do represent the vision that Linda was talking about, Mary O'Brien, Utne O'Brien's vision, and more importantly, the realization of her legacy continues to live with all of our representation on stage. So thank you.